Welcome to a new era of discovery. Today we embark on a journey through the evolving landscape of medical innovation, a chronicle that bridges the past, present, and the boundless future of human health. The capsules and vials we so often overlook are, in truth, the catalysts of civilization, molecular marvels that have redefined the limits of human longevity and resilience. Today, we'll traverse the top 10 life-saving medicines, technological triumphs that have not only preserved our existence, but have propelled humanity into new realms of possibility. These are not mere chemical formulas. They are the quantum keys that have unlocked extended, vibrant lives for billions, shaping the trajectory of our species. From serendipitous discoveries in primordial laboratories to precision-engineered therapies born of artificial intelligence, these medicines embody the zenith of human ingenuity and our relentless quest to transcend suffering. Their legacies are interwoven with the very architecture of our modern, interconnected world. Before these paradigm-shifting breakthroughs, a minor wound could spell doom, a diagnosis of diabetes was a terminal fate, and pandemics could erase generations in a single sweep. The medicines on this list have rewritten the very code of that narrative. They have transformed lethal diseases into manageable conditions, enabled surgical feats once confined to science fiction, and shielded entire populations from microbial threats. Their impact is measured not only in the years they add, but in the exponential quality of those years, the moments, innovations, and milestones that now define our collective future. Join this countdown of transformative breakthroughs, each a beacon illuminating the path to tomorrow. We'll decode the science, trace the arc of discovery, and witness the profound, life-altering impact these medicines have imprinted on humanity's timeline. This is more than a list. It is a tribute to the silent architects of survival, whose innovations have saved more lives than any single individual in history. This is the story of hope, resilience, and the unyielding pursuit of a healthier, more luminous future for all. Let us begin. Our journey begins with what is arguably the most famous accidental discovery in medical history, penicillin. In 1928, a scientist named Alexander Fleming returned from vacation to find a peculiar mold growing in one of his petri dishes, and around that mold, the bacteria had been destroyed. This wasn't just a contaminated experiment, it was the dawn of the antibiotic age. Before penicillin, bacterial infections like pneumonia, strep throat, or sepsis were often fatal. A simple scratch from a rose thorn could lead to a deadly infection. Penicillin changed all of that, providing a powerful weapon against these microscopic invaders and saving countless lives during World War II and beyond. The introduction of penicillin into mainstream medicine was a watershed moment. It didn't just treat infections, it fundamentally revolutionized what was possible in medicine. Complex surgeries, organ transplants, and chemotherapy all became significantly safer because the risk of post-operative bacterial infection could be managed. It's the foundation upon which much of modern medicine is built. Millions upon millions of people are alive today because of that one-chance observation in a London laboratory. It's a powerful reminder that sometimes the greatest breakthroughs come from the most unexpected places, forever altering the course of human health. Next on our list is a hormone that turned a fatal diagnosis into a manageable chronic condition, insulin. Before its discovery in the 1920s by scientists Frederick Banting and Charles Best, a diagnosis of type 1 diabetes was a death sentence, particularly for children. The body was unable to process sugar, leading to a slow, inevitable wasting away. The discovery of insulin was nothing short of a miracle. By providing the body with the hormone it was lacking, doctors could suddenly control blood sugar levels, allowing patients to live full, productive lives. The first patient, a young boy named Leonard Thompson, went from the brink of death to recovery, a testament to its immediate and profound impact. Today, insulin remains an essential, life-sustaining treatment for millions of people with diabetes worldwide. It's administered through injections or insulin pumps, meticulously managed by patients who have learned to balance their diet, exercise, and medication. While we still search for a cure for diabetes, insulin stands as a monumental achievement in medicine. It represents our ability to understand the intricate chemical processes of the human body and intervene with precision. It transformed a disease of certain death into a condition that, with careful management, allows for a long and healthy life, a gift of time that is truly priceless. Number 3 isn't a single medicine, but a revolutionary concept: vaccines. The principle is simple yet ingenious. Introduce a harmless piece of a pathogen to the body to train the immune system to recognize and fight the real thing. This single idea has had a more profound effect on public health than almost any other intervention. We have seen its power time and time again. Smallpox, a disease that killed an estimated 300 million people in the 20th century alone, was completely eradicated from the planet through a global vaccination campaign, a feat unmatched in medical history. The victories continue. Vaccines have pushed polio to the brink of extinction, saving millions of children from paralysis. Measles, once a common and often deadly childhood disease, became preventable. And in our own time, we witnessed the rapid development and deployment of COVID-19 vaccines, which blunted the deadly edge of a global pandemic and saved millions of lives in a matter of months. Vaccines are the ultimate form of preventative medicine, a shield that protects not just individuals, but entire communities through herd immunity. They are a testament to our collective power to defeat our deadliest microbial foes. In the early 1980s, a mysterious and terrifying new virus emerged: HIV. It caused acquired immunodeficiency syndrome, or AIDS, a condition that destroyed the immune system, leaving the body defenseless against infections. Back then, an HIV diagnosis was considered a death sentence, shrouded in fear and stigma. But then, medical science fought back. The development of antiretroviral drugs, or RT, was a landmark achievement. These drugs don't cure HIV, but they do something remarkable. They stop the virus from replicating in the body. This allows the immune system to recover and function properly. The impact of RT has been nothing short of transformative. For millions of people, it has turned what was once a fatal infection into a manageable, chronic health condition, similar to diabetes or high blood pressure. A person with HIV who adheres to their RT regimen can live a long, healthy life and has effectively no risk of transmitting the virus to others. This breakthrough not only saved a generation from the AIDS epidemic, but also helped dismantle the stigma associated with the disease. RT represents a triumph of targeted medical therapy and a beacon of hope against one of the most formidable viruses humanity has ever faced. Not all life-saving medicines are complex or high-tech. Our next entry is a simple, low-cost mixture that has saved more lives, particularly children's lives, than almost any other. It's oral rehydration solution, or ORS. For centuries, severe diarrhea, often caused by diseases like cholera, was a major killer. The danger wasn't the infection itself, but the extreme dehydration it caused. The body would lose fluids and essential electrolytes faster than they could be replaced, leading to shock and death. Plain water wasn't enough, as it couldn't be absorbed effectively by the compromised intestines. The genius of ORS is its precise mixture of clean water, salt, and sugar. The sugar helps the intestines absorb the salt, and the salt helps the body absorb the water. It's a brilliantly simple physiological trick. This packet of powder, which costs just a few cents to produce, can be mixed with water and given to a dehydrated child, rapidly restoring their fluid balance and saving their life. The medical journal The Lancet called it potentially the most important medical advance of the 20th century. ORS has saved an estimated 70 million lives and continues to be a cornerstone of global public health, proving that the most impactful solutions are sometimes the simplest. Imagine undergoing major surgery while fully awake, feeling every cut, every stitch. For most of human history, that was the terrifying reality. Surgery was a brutal last resort measure, limited by the patient's ability to endure unimaginable pain. The discovery of anesthetics in the mid-19th century changed everything. Substances like ether and chloroform gave surgeons a remarkable new power, the ability to render a patient unconscious and completely unaware of pain. This innovation didn't just eliminate suffering, it unlocked the future of surgery. With the patient still and pain-free, surgeons could finally take their time. They could be meticulous, careful, and daring. Procedures that were once impossible, complex abdominal surgeries, open-heart operations, brain surgery, became routine. Anesthesia transformed surgery from a panicked, bloody ordeal into a controlled, scientific discipline. Every time a patient is put under for a life-saving operation, from an appendectomy to a heart transplant, they are benefiting from this profound discovery. It is the silent, unsung hero of every operating room, the gift of oblivion that makes modern miracles possible. Pain is, well, a fundamental human experience, a vital signal that something is wrong. But when pain becomes chronic or severe, it can be, debilitating, destroying quality of life. That's where our next category of medicines comes in, pain relievers or analgesics. This broad class ranges from over-the-counter staples like paracetamol, used to manage everyday aches and fevers, to powerful opioids like morphine, which is essential for managing severe pain from major surgery, trauma, or terminal illness. The ability to control pain is a cornerstone of compassionate and effective medical care. Think about it. Without effective pain management, post-operative recovery would be, well, agonizing. Emergency rooms would be filled with untreatable suffering, and palliative care, which focuses on providing comfort to those at the end of life, would be impossible. Morphine, derived from the opium poppy, allows a cancer patient to spend their final days in peace and dignity. Paracetamol lets a child with a high fever rest comfortably and recover. These medicines don't always cure the underlying disease, but by managing its most brutal symptom, they restore function, provide comfort, and affirm our shared humanity. For vast regions of the world, the buzz of a mosquito can be a sound of dread. Malaria, a parasitic disease transmitted by mosquitoes, infects hundreds of millions and kills hundreds of thousands of people each year. And honestly, the vast majority of them are young children in sub-Saharan Africa. For centuries, the only effective treatment was quinine, which is actually derived from the bark of the cinchona tree. But in the 20th century, a new generation of powerful anti-malarial drugs emerged, most notably artemisinin. Discovered by Chinese scientist Tu Youyou, who, by the way, was awarded a Nobel Prize for her work, artemisinin and its derivatives are incredibly effective at rapidly clearing the malaria parasite from the bloodstream. These drugs are truly a lifeline in the tropical world. When a child develops a raging fever from malaria, a course of artemisinin-based combination therapy can mean the difference between life and death. These medicines are used not only to treat active infections, but also, in some cases, to prevent them in vulnerable populations. While the fight against malaria also involves mosquito nets and insecticides, these powerful drugs are our most critical tool for treating the sick and saving lives. They really do represent a vital defense against one of humanity's oldest and most persistent parasitic foes. Heart disease is the #1 killer globally. For decades, heart attacks and strokes, often caused by the buildup of cholesterol-laden plaques in our arteries, were seen as an unavoidable consequence of aging. That perception, though, began to change with the development of a class of drugs called statins. First introduced in the 1980s, statins work by blocking a key enzyme in the liver that's responsible for producing cholesterol. By lowering levels of bad LDL cholesterol in the blood, statins dramatically slow the progression of atherosclerosis, which is the underlying disease process. The impact has honestly been astounding. For millions of people around the world at high risk of cardiovascular disease, taking a small statin pill every day has become a routine part of preventing a catastrophic event. Large-scale clinical trials have proven, without a doubt, that these drugs significantly reduce the incidence of heart attacks and strokes, saving millions of lives and preventing immense disability. Statins are a pillar of modern preventative cardiology, a powerful tool that empowers us to take control of our cardiovascular health and protect our most vital organ from one of its greatest threats. Our final entry is a class of drugs that works by controlling our body's own powerful, but sometimes self-destructive, defense mechanism, inflammation. These drugs are corticosteroids, which are synthetic versions of the hormones produced by our adrenal glands. When you have a severe allergic reaction, a critical asthma attack, or a chronic autoimmune disease like rheumatoid arthritis, your immune system can go into overdrive, creating massive inflammation that can damage tissues and even threaten your life. Corticosteroids act as a powerful brake on this process, suppressing the immune response and calming the fire within. Their life-saving potential was thrown into the global spotlight during the COVID-19 pandemic. It was discovered that a low-cost, widely available corticosteroid called dexamethasone could significantly reduce the risk of death in patients with severe COVID-19 by calming the so-called cytokine storm, a deadly overreaction of the immune system. From treating poison ivy to managing chronic lung disease to saving lives in the ICU, corticosteroids are versatile and indispensable. They are a crucial tool for managing a vast range of conditions, where our own immune system becomes the enemy, allowing doctors to regain control and steer patients away from the brink. As we've seen, the story of these 10 medicines is the story of human progress. From the chance discovery of penicillin to the targeted design of antiretrovirals, each breakthrough has pushed back the boundaries of disease and despair. They have added billions of years of life to humanity, allowing parents to watch their children grow, enabling us to survive injuries and illnesses that would have been fatal to our ancestors, and transforming deadly epidemics into manageable conditions. These are not just drugs. They are monuments to human intellect, perseverance, and our profound shared desire to heal one another. They represent the very best of what science can achieve. The journey, of course, is far from over. New challenges will always emerge, from antibiotic resistance to novel viruses and the complex diseases of aging. But the legacy of these 10 medicines gives us reason for immense hope. They remind us to appreciate the quiet, daily miracle of medical innovation. The researchers in the lab, the doctors on the front lines, and the patients who participate in clinical trials are all part of this ongoing revolution. Every pill we take and every vaccine we receive is built upon a mountain of discovery, dedication, and sacrifice. So the next time you open your medicine cabinet, take a moment to reflect on the incredible science and history contained within it. Let's continue to support and value the medical research that will undoubtedly produce the life-saving breakthroughs of the future. Thank you for joining me on this journey. Stay curious, stay healthy, and never underestimate the power of medicine to change the world.